So, after a long wait, we have a very interesting roundtable waiting for you. So, this is a roundtable on IoT for supply chain, which would be moderated by Masco Mashrin's Head Business Development and Growth, Shesha Sai. Let's have a huge round of applause. And today's eminent panelists are Mr. Rishi Agarwal, Director Retail, Donier. Let's have a huge round of applause and let's clap for each panelist as I announce their name. Then we have Mr. Bhartendu Narera, Director Logistics, Samsonite, South Asia Private Limited. Then we have Mr. Pooraan Jaiswal, Group CIO, TBZ. Then we have Mr. Devang Dalal, owner Bianca Home LLP. Then we have Mr. Jiyahoor Shaikh, IT Head, Baggit India Private Limited. Next we have Panit Kasim, MD, Mangalia Shopping Mall. And last but not the least, we have Mr. Vikash Hisariya, Director, Vishal Peripherals. So let's have a huge round of applause for the lovely panelists we have. Over to you, sir.
There are some other faces which were not introduced, so if you could also introduce yourself, so that for the benefit of everyone around here, and then we can start, right?
I'm the director for Amsam Brands Private Limited. We run a retail chain of stores.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm the director for Amsam Brands. We are into retail as well as education business. We have a chain of about 45 retail stores across Telangana into lifestyle and apparels and in educational vocational training business.
Fair. Thank you.
EBOs mostly.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Nilesh Pawar, Assistant Director Logistics. I'm from the Samsonite, same team, along with Mr. Bhartendu.
So besides,
This is Venkat. I look after the operations here at CHSI.
Myself, Deepu Suman, Business Development Team.
Yeah, and I'm Nilesh from the Marketing Department, and I'm joined with my colleague Pratyush over there. He belongs to the Business Development side.
so we've seen this great announcement between Walmart and Google, wherein they have announced a tie-up, wherein you may need to, for consumers, if they need to buy anything, they can directly get into Gemini and say, I want to buy a black coat. And Gemini will then, using Walmart, present to them all the options that they have to purchase that garment. So in other words, e-commerce has moved a step further, wherein artificial intelligence is now being used into shopping experiences. Around 2.5 years back, Qualcomm announced that they would be introducing UHF into our normal smartphones. If all of you know, today, each of our smartphones has Bluetooth enabled in it. None of our phones have the UHF feature in our phones. Now Qualcomm, one of the largest chip manufacturers worldwide, and with a major stake in the mobile phone technology, have announced that they are going to be introducing UHF into mobile phones. Now what does it mean for the entire industry? It means that today or tomorrow your consumers can directly access and scan RFID signals directly from the garment and understand the various features, benefits that they want from that particular garment. So if, for instance, a person needs to know from where this particular garment was sourced, from where the material for this garment was sourced, all that information can now be available to the consumer. I would say now, it is going to be available when this feature is going to be in the phone. I just returned from NRF, that is the largest National Retail Federation event that happens in New York, and that is where Qualcomm showcased you what RFID can do in supply chain.
In the ever-evolving world of retail, staying ahead is all about leveraging manufacturer, but also provides valuable customer preference insights. At the end of the day, a rapid inventory count gives Jack a complete overview, enabling the central operations team to reorder stock efficiently through an integrated tag management system. Manufacturers in Jack's supply chain receive instant updates for new orders on the TMS. Here, each garment is source tagged, allowing pinpoint identification. This is the first step in unlocking item-level intelligence. Distribution hubs are designed for inbound and outbound flow automation using RFID gateways, ensuring precise deliveries to respective stores. At the retail stockroom, incoming goods are quickly logged, verified, and prepared for sale. This streamlined inventory management is the backbone of an omni-channel strategy, significantly increasing sales. Join the retail revolution in 3 simple steps. Tag your product, gather your data, add value with analytics. And the best part, you don't have to do it all. We will do it for you. Sishasar, innovating retail, one tag at a time.
So that was a short representation to show you as to what is it that RFID can do in a retail network, right? In the retail supply chain. Benefiting not only the store, it will benefit the warehouse, and it also benefits your vendor who is actually manufacturing the goods for you. Now, this is not only applicable for apparel, this is also applicable for other products, right? We have 2 gentlemen here from Samsonite. So even we have incorporated this in the luggage industry. These are also incorporated into accessories. So I would say it is not restricted only to apparel. It is across industry, across the entire retail segment for all products. The difference is that the type of tag that goes with each of the products varies. So not every tag works with every product. So you need to identify as to which tag will work with your product. So we do that for you. We do the research, we do the understanding, we develop the product, and then we give you the product to test it in your environment in various conditions, be it for items placed in a store in a dense environment, so as to check whether you are able to read all those items within that time frame that you have provided. Now, in our study, the work that we've done over the last 3 years or so, we've seen that stock take as an activity over a store which would range to maybe around holding around 25,000 items, right? Items. It takes around 40 minutes or so to do an entire stock take of the store. Now, this does not necessarily mean stock take only in the front store. It also includes the stock take in your back store. Now, we can, through the application and through the tags that are placed on the products, tell you as to what is available in the store at any point in time. What is available on rack A, B, C, D, and what is there in the back office. So this is one of the key benefits and features that RFID can bring to the table. Going next. So what does it mean for a factory? In other words, you're saying that your missed shipments. So the moment your factory is shipping out goods, I know for a fact before the goods are shipped out, what are the kind of items that I've packed in my box. Based on a particular checklist that I've received in my order form, I cross-verify it, I reconcile it with the items in the box, and I know for a fact before the box has left my factory, whether the items in the box tally with the order that I have received. Now, there are multiple mismatches, I'm sure that each of you might be facing with your vendors as well, wherein the vendor has, you have placed an order for 100 items, vendor has dispatched 100 items, however, out of those 100 items, 95 items tally with your order list, 5 items may be some other item. Now, it can happen. But with RFID implementation, you're making sure that whatever you're sending out is accurate to the T in terms of exactly what has been ordered. Now, how does this happen? It happens through an application software. It happens through an RFID reader like this with an application loader on it and with the tags that are placed on each of the items. Okay? What does it mean for the warehouse? For the warehouse, it means that whatever has been ordered is actually coming in. So you're not inwarding or you're not creating GRNs for stock which was not supposed to be in. So the moment you have your validation at the entry point at the warehouse, as to, you might have seen the tunnel there in the video. While we were running the video, there was a tunnel wherein boxes were passing through. The tunnel is actually reading the items that are there in the box. It presents it on the screen, it verifies it, and if it is verified, only then it moves ahead. If it is not verified, it pushes the box out. So this is exactly what we do. So whatever is coming into the warehouse is what has been ordered for. Similarly, what the warehouse is sending to the store is dependent on what the store has ordered for. So in this entire movement, what we are saying is that your inventory at each and every point is very well established, very well maintained, and very well accurate. A lot of brands have already implemented this. They are already on this roadmap. Some of the brands who introduced it earlier, like Zara for instance, they are already at least 3-4 years now in the implementation of RFID. Zudio did this around 3.5 years back. Westside, Pantaloon, Trends, I would say the two brands, Azorte and Ustar, are already completely RFID implemented, I would say. A lot of these other brands have already implemented. Decathlon, for instance, if you go to a Decathlon store, they have gone to a point wherein they have incorporated self-checkout. I'll come to that, right? Wherein you do not need a person at the checkout counter for you to raise your invoice and pay your amount. You directly do it yourself. You put it into a self-checkout box, you read your material, and your material is out. So what this enhances is, it reduces the wait time at a checkout point, and it improves your overall customer experience. So all these process steps that you may follow in the warehouse or at the manufacturer's point or in the store, be it with respect to inward, outward, is all automated on this entire ecosystem. Go ahead. So what we say is, it all starts with source tagging. Now source tagging is actually tagging the item at the point where your vendor is manufacturing it. So today you might be sending out tags to your vendor. Vendor is putting the tag and he's sending you the items. Today what you're doing is you're scanning each and every barcode to invert the material into your warehouse. With RFID, you don't need to scan every barcode. All the material that is in a box, you use an RFID scanner like this. If there are 200 items in that box, in 2 seconds it will tell you those 200 items. That is the kind of efficiency it will bring to the table. So in other words, what we are saying is that this entire efficiency and productivity enhancement that RFID can bring to the table is immense. Going next, in terms of ensuring that your packing and dispatch is as per the requirement. You're not packing wrong materials and not dispatching wrong materials. That if in case you packed a wrong material, you're unnecessarily delaying the entire cycle. There are multiple returns, there are back and forth conversations that happen between yourself and the vendor, and ultimately it reduces your time to market. Then you have your DC operations, which is the distribution center operations, ensuring that the stores are well stocked with material that they require. Now what RFID can do is, if I know for a fact that at this point in time, these are the kind of items which are moving fast, which I can get to real time with RFID, I can ensure that my stores are stocked with material which are actually moving, rather than stocking stores with material which I think are going to move, or which I presume are going to move. So this is exactly what it does. Go to the next. Previous slide. So based on research, based on our work, based on some of the statistics that have been published, what we've seen is that your out of stock situations have dropped drastically from 60% to around 80%. Better inventory accuracy between 98% to 99.9% accuracy with respect to inventory. Before we implemented in some of the brands, we've seen that their accuracy on inventory was roughly around 85%. After implementing RFID, we took it up to around 98 to 99.9%. Reduction in cycle count time to around 92%. When I say cycle count time is the amount of time you're actually taking to take your inventory. How many times you actually need to run your scan to take that inventory. Reduced receiving time up to 91%, improved conversion rates of up to 92%. So if the consumer has the material that he wants in the store, his likelihood of purchasing that item is much higher, and ultimately increasing sales from around 4% to 21%. Everybody would have understood or would have heard about the Zudio story, right? How is it that they have improved their sales? It is all about implementing technology. Go next. So this is the kind of consulting that we do with you guys. We are not only just a tag supplier, we are a solutions provider. So we sit with your teams, we understand the actual problems, we understand the kind of merchandise you're actually selling. We work with our research team to try and work and give you the right product which is going to work in your environment and in your stores. Typically, the way it works today in the industry is people tend to import a lot of these tags from China. Let me tell you the big difference between what we do and what you get in China. China is a mass producer for the world. Every country has its frequency in which they operate in. So in India, we operate in the 865 to 867.5 megahertz frequency for RFID. It means that when I'm using RFID, my antenna, which is transmitting the signal, should give me peak performance in that range of 865 to 867.5. Not all tags that you import from China will give you that performance, because China also manufactures for the US. And in the US, the frequency that they operate in is 920 megahertz. So then what happens is that when you're importing these tags from China into India, you might probably get tags which are giving you peak performance at 920 megahertz rather than giving you peak performance at 865 to 867.5. You will get readability, but the performance of that readability is not as great. So for instance, if I am able to read from a distance of around 7 meters or of a distance of around 10 meters, those tags you'll have to read probably at a distance of around 3 meters or 4 meters. So what it means is that the amount of time that you're going to take to take the scans is going to be much larger than if I use the tags which are meant for frequencies which are in India. Now, if you're exporting to international markets, then we give you tags which are going to be relevant for that market. So that is how we work. That is the solutions approach that we bring to the table, right? So everybody says that China say it is going to cost you this much less or this much. Today, I don't see India being at a price point barrier when it comes to any material coming in from China, right? What is important for you in your business is that whatever you are investing in should give you that kind of productivity, efficiency, and ultimately make sense for your customer at the end of the day. Go ahead. So in this entire ecosystem that we have tags which go onto the garments. There is a software which, after reading these tags, you need to make sense of these tags. So we give you what is called as the middleware, which does all this stock take, inventory count, reconciliation, put away list, pickup list. So this software contains all of this. Our platform is called the Easy IoT. We've called it Easy IoT because it's very simple. This application integrates with your core systems. So for instance, you may be having your own ERP system, you may be having your own warehouse management system, your own POS system. So we talk directly with your systems through APIs. So we do this integration and give it to you. So for your people sitting in your offices, they do not need to look at two systems. They can look at the ERP system, which is getting inputs from this middleware system, which is driven by RFID. And along with that, there is a host of hardware that goes along with it. So you will see that there are tunnels, there are kiosks, there are POS systems, there are checkout systems, there are packaging systems, all RFID enabled. So we manufacture all of this in India. We source the readers from some of the large OEM suppliers, the likes of Zebra, and we create the infrastructure and then provide it to you to suit your requirement. So this is all custom developed. There are also products that we sell off the shelf, but I would say there is a certain amount of fine tuning that we need to do depending on the environments that we are going to be operating in your environment. So the entire ecosystem that is required to provide this solution is what we bring to the table. Go ahead. As I told you about the RFID tunnel, the RFID cabinet, the RFID kiosk. So all these hardware is also what we provide. Go ahead. I think out here in this room we have everyone who would be interested only in the passive tags, but we also do active tags. Active tags work very well in the, I would say, in the pharmaceutical and the food space, wherein we also do temperature monitoring, humidity testing. So typically in cold chain movement of goods, wherein you need to know, especially in the pharmaceutical sector, wherein vaccines are moving, they need to move at a particular temperature. If the vaccine goes below that particular temperature, the efficacy is zero. So it is important that you need to monitor the temperature while the vaccine is being transported. We provide devices to help test and sense this information. We also do BLE as a technology, may not be applicable here, but typically solutions in the hospital space, in the monitoring of, I would say, traceability of people. That is where we use Bluetooth as a technology. It is found to be far, far more efficient than RFID. So typically for students in your case, right? If you need to track and trace your student and provide information maybe to their parents, you can use BLE as a technology to provide them that information. Go ahead. I already spoke to you about the frequency as to how we work to ensure that you get peak performance in Indian frequency environments. So if you see these tags out here, it is giving you a relevant frequency peak performance at this A65, right? But at 920, it is giving you a performance, but it is not as high. If you see the same thing out here, at around 920, it is giving you a decent performance. So these tags have been designed to give you peak performance for Indian environments. But now you flip it the other way. If you're exporting, we would enhance the frequency for those markets and give you a tag which is relevant for those markets. Go ahead. So anyway, these are some of the case studies I would rather discuss with you here rather than going through case studies. These are some of the implementations that we've done with some of the big brands like Zudio, Westside, Pantaloon, Style Union, which is the baggage brand that we work with. National Miles. So we've done already implementation with National Miles. So I would say we've done certain amount of implementations based on the kind of knowledge that we've gained over these years, and every day is a learning experience for us. So I would like to hear from you guys as well. Tell me about your experiences, your roadmap with respect to adoption of technology, and we can address them over a discussion here.
So are you a software provider or hardware provider or both? Hi,
Come
Pooraan.
again. Yeah, hi.
Pooraan here.
So we are not a software or a hardware. I would say we are a solution provider. We provide the hardware, we provide the software, and we provide the tags.
No, I still didn't get the question. What I'm trying to understand is like basically, suppose if my company wants to use RFID,
Yes.
what will be your role? You'll be seller of RFID tags, you'll be seller of the RFID reader, you'll be indicator. What is it exactly?
We do the whole thing all together. We are a solution provider. So we will provide you the tags, we'll provide you the middleware software, and we'll also provide you with the hardware.
Okay.
So we provide you
I'm
all
still
the thing. Yeah.
processing. Maybe my mind is become slow now by the evening.
Now tell me.
So basically, we have our own ERP. We
Yes.
are a retail jewelry chain, so we
Correct.
want to integrate RFID. So
Yes.
can we
So
bank on you?
Yes. So typically what works is when you implement RFID, right? Today if you're using barcodes,
Yeah.
that barcode is coming into some system which is then going into your ERP system.
Right.
Correct? So what we do is we provide you the RFID layer. So that RFID layer, whatever information is coming from that RFID is coming into that middle layer,
Right.
which will then be fed into your ERP system. Now today, your ERP system, if it is robust enough to accept this information, then you may not need to do any customization on your ERP. But if you have the flexibility with your ERP system to accept this additional information that is being passed on to you through RFID, you may not need to do any customization on your ERP. The APIs that I open up through my application software can directly integrate with your ERP system.
So one more question. My software accepts Excel files.
Yes.
If I upload Excel file, I can take the stock in, stock out both.
Perfect. So I will
Can
give
you
you
integrate
data
with my
in Excel
software?
file.
Okay.
I will give you the data in Excel file if you are going to accept Excel file. However, the columns or the data points that I'm going to provide to you will be much more than whatever you were capturing with your barcode. And as long as your ERP system can accept all these data points, you are up and ready to implement RFID.
Exactly. So I don't need any third party for
No,
that.
you will not need. We will do it.
Because that's the biggest worry. Because the moment I buy hardware from you, then I need to hunt for another software
You
developer.
don't need to.
Or
That is exactly what we do. We provide you the entire solution. We'll work with the software, we'll provide you the relevant hardware, and we'll also provide you the relevant tags.
Perfect. We'll get back to you then.
Yes, it's a complete end-to-end. So we are not, I can understand where you're coming from. Because today, there are suppliers who are only tag suppliers, there are
Exactly.
software suppliers, and there is a hardware supplier.
And I have to
each
manage
one
all
will
them.
blame the other.
That's the biggest
That is
worry.
the biggest problem. So that is
Money,
exactly what
time,
we do.
frustration.
So we don't depend on anybody else. So we provide you the complete end-to-end in one shot. So if you have to catch somebody, you catch us.
I really want to catch one person only. I don't want to catch three different people who
You
keep
catch us,
hunting the
exactly.
mind.
That is the objective. You come and catch us.
Thank you.
We'll ensure that everything is working for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So just to add on what Bosco told, basically integration into your ERP systems also. That is what also we do.
Yeah, basically, because the moment I go for any integration, I have to hunt for another ERP consultant.
Yeah, yeah.
ERP consultant, ERP implementation partner. Right?
That adds a
So you
cost
don't need
and
to do
time.
that. We've done it. I would say our legacy, okay, just to give you a background of Sheshasai, we've been in business for the last 33 years now. And we've been powering the entire financial sector in India for the last 33 years. So any bank that you may think of, any insurance company that you may think of, any financial institution in this country has worked with Sheshasai. So the first checkbook, personalized checkbook that was rolled out in the country came out from Sheshasai.
Is it?
Yes. The first bank statement that was rolled out in the country, bank statement, that is till then everybody was using passbooks. The first bank statement that came out from Sheshasai.
Interesting.
The first FASTag that was launched by the country was out from Sheshasai.
But Zebra also said the same thing.
Zebra is a manufacturer of the reader.
Okay.
So we work very closely with Zebra. So when I work with the device, I work with Zebra to get the device. As in the reader, I source from Zebra, but the reader alone is not going to do anything.
Right.
So I need to build on top of the reader.
Exactly.
So that build up on top of the reader is what we do.
Perfect.
So Zebra is a close partner with Sheshasai. So if you ask Zebra, Sheshasai is a very close partner for Zebra as well.
We'll talk to Subbu then.
Yes, exactly.
Great.
You
Thanks.
can talk to Subbu, you can talk to Ajay. Yeah, they know us.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
we'll
we've been
definitely
working with them
connect.
for the last, I would say, with Zebra, the association is for the last 7 years or so.
Okay.
Even before we started the IoT business.
Okay.
Okay, because we manufacture the cards. The
Oh.
payment cards, the Visa, MasterCard and the RuPay cards. So we do it for almost every bank in the country today.
Great.
So the technology that we brought in into IoT is coming from the legacy technology that we already had.
And this is an Indian brand or international brand?
Indian. We are Shesha Sai. We are present in 12 locations across India. Corporate office is in Mumbai.
Have you added AI later on, or it is there from since inception?
I would say AI as a concept, okay, is just, I would say they've called it AI. But we've been working with data, being service providers to the banking sector since the last 30 years. Right? So the portfolio statement that you receive from NSDL
Okay.
is a Sheshasai product.
Lovely. This is
Yeah,
something
so
more
we have
interesting.
our software and our servers sitting inside NSDL, which are generating the statements for you.
I think we'll get on a one-on-one call because
No,
they
no
have
issues.
to. Forum should not feel like they are
No
talking
problem.
and we are sitting
Yeah.
here.
No, just to give you a background as to what is it that we've done over the last 30 years with data.
No, I will definitely talk to you.
AI may be a new concept that people are sort of talking about, right? Cloud as a concept existed 30 years back.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember I started 30 years back when cloud only.
Exactly. But now people have propagated and made cloud. Everybody's talking cloud, right?
It's just a
But
new
cloud is
term.
something which was used 30 years back.
Yeah, my first website was on cloud only.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Any other observations? Any other thoughts? Please.
So, how does it work for lower ASP ticket values? I mean, uh, we have tested or tried to implement RFID.
Yes.
But the major challenge that we faced were two. One was the lower ASP. First was that either you do completely RFID or you don't do it at all.
Yes.
Number one, you cannot have a part and part.
Yes.
I cannot say some products I want 50%, I don't want like higher ticket value I want, otherwise I don't.
Correct.
Because when warehouse, everything needs to be either RFID or zero
You're right.
RFID. Number two was that if you're doing completely RFID, then how do we solve the challenge for the lower ticket value? Like, I mean, with a, let's say 100 rupees selling price product,
Correct.
how do I add up that 5 rupees, 7 rupees?
Okay. Let me tell you one thing. Okay. You're right. When you're implementing RFID, it should be across the board. You cannot do part RFID implementation, part barcode implementation, part some other implementation. You cannot do that. If you're going to adopt RFID is a culture. If I may put it, right, it's a culture. Right. So if I'm going to adopt a culture, I need to adopt the culture across the organization. So I need to implement RFID across my products that I'm selling as an organization. The second point is, how do I make sense with RFID for low ticket value items or low ASP value items, right? What you need to look at a business is, what is RFID bringing to the table for you as a business as a whole? It's not necessary with respect to this product which is selling at 99 rupees. To give an example, right, it's Zudio. Zudio has implemented RFID across, right? They also have a 50 rupee product, 49 rupee product, right? So they've still implemented RFID. Today, the price of RFID is not 7 rupees. Okay, so it has become half of that.
All right.
Okay, so with the volumes that keep coming in, the cost of the chip also keeps coming down.
Right.
So today we are sitting at price points of roughly around 4 rupees, I would say.
All right.
Right? So RFID has become much more affordable today compared to what it was maybe 2.5, 3 years back.
Right.
If I would look at it 2.5, 3 years back, yes, your price points of
I'm
6
talking about
rupees.
3 years back only.
Exactly. So 6 rupees was the kind of price point. But today we are not sitting at those price points.
Okay.
So today if you're looking at implementing RFID, this is the kind of price points that you need to be looking at. Rough cut, right?
Of course, yeah.
Again, each product that goes on to each item that you're selling, the cost of that product may vary. So for instance, if I'm implementing on jewelry, the jewelry tag is much more costlier than a normal tag. Okay, please understand. For RFID, metal and water are two enemies, if I may put it.
Okay.
So metal reflects RFID signals and water absorbs RFID signals.
I see.
So if I'm working with any product which has metal as my package, there are tags which we have worked with which will bypass that presence of metal. And those tags are a little bit costlier compared to the normal tag which can go on a garment, where there is no resistance. Similarly, items like nail polish,
Okay.
right, which has liquid.
Right.
And it has liquid, some of the nail polish also has liquid, it also has metal in it. You have metallized nail polish, right? So that is another problem. So you need to have tags which will work in those on those products as well. Now those products may cost a little bit more compared to the normal product.
Understood.
So
Noted.
on an average, if you look at it, you're
Understood.
sitting at a price point of roughly around 4 rupees to 4 rupees 25 paise
Right.
when you're going to implement RFID as a whole.
As a whole.
So it is not at the 6-7 rupee price points that we were at some year back. So I would say implementing RFID today is become much more easier, simpler. We become much more knowledgeable as service providers as well. Implementing over the last 3 years with some of the larger brands.
Okay.
Right? Any other question?
So 4 rupees or 4.5 rupees is just a tag price.
Correct.
There is a hardware, there is a software.
I would say those are investments in your infrastructure that you would, I would say, utilize over a period of maybe 5 years to 7 years or whatever, right? So these are capex purchases which you will then depreciate on your books, and I would say this is part of the investment in the infrastructure that a store would need to implement for the overall implementation of RFID.
So, but I am just thinking, so I was in Zudio
Yeah.
yesterday. As you mentioned, they have 49 rupees product also.
Correct.
So for 49 rupees product, they don't use RFID.
No, they do use RFID. There's an RFID sticker on the product.
So they just scanned it. So as far as the
It
499,
depends on the store.
okay,
If they are using,
Phoenix Kurla,
if they are implementing, if the person over there was using RFID, we are supplying across all products in Zudio. Even the 49 rupee product
okay,
has an RFID sticker that goes with it. In certain products, we've incorporated it into the tag itself.
that I saw. It's on the garment.
Not on the garment. I'm talking about the accessories as well.
Okay.
It has it on the tag itself.
Can you name
we
the
can
Okay.
show you all the various samples
So
as
just
well.
I was thinking, so I just experienced yesterday.
Yes.
They took all my card in one single hand and they put inside that scanner. And I asked why are you doing this? He's telling that yeah, RFID reader ye read kar lega. Okay, yesterday only it happened with me. That was good. But the second thing, what I feel that 4.5 or 5 rupees, roughly 5 rupees pakad lete. Why can't it be reusable?
Okay.
Because मैं जाके काट के फेंक दूंगा उसको.
Correct.
For me, it is of no use.
Okay. So
as
please
a
understand. Good
retail,
question. Good question. So people have implemented reusable tags in the past. Okay. To reuse that tag, you need to again reassign that tag to another item,
correct,
to another product, and you need to recycle that entire supply chain of the movement of the tag itself now. Now the cost of recycling that entire movement of the tag
okay,
back into your supply chain. When I say back into your supply chain, it means that this tag has now to go back to the vendor who is going to be manufacturing it.
Okay.
You understand? Because the tagging is happening at the vendor point.
Okay.
So the cost of actually implementing all of this will cost you another 3.5 to 4 rupees.
Okay.
So what is the benefit that you've got? Nothing.
So we should actually look at the reusing of tag, giving back to the vendor rather than giving back to the store.
It is not at the store. It is always at the vendor, because your store is not going to be tagging items at any point in time.
Warehouse.
Not even the warehouse. I have visited warehouses wherein their stock is sitting in crores. How can the warehouse tag a crore of items?
No. So you're talking about the operations person.
Yes.
I'm saying non-operation person who can retag these.
But you need people who is going to do this.
Yeah.
How many people are you going to employ?
Okay.
What is the cost of those people?
Then accuracy, then purpose, then ROI.
You do all that, it will come to roughly around 3 rupees 50 paisa to 4 rupees.
तो कान यहाँ से पकड़ो या वहाँ से पकड़ो वो घुमा फिरा के वही है.
And please also understand that anyway each of these items are containing a tag.
Yeah.
Correct? It may not be RFID today. The
Some other tag.
The cost of the tag is 1
rupee.
rupee 50 paisa. Correct? So you add 4 rupees plus that 3 rupees 50 plus that 1 rupee 50 paisa. कितना हो गया?
Makes sense.
5 रुपए हो गया. Better to do that 5 rupees right now and and finish it once
Yes.
and for all. Now, how this also helps is that tomorrow, if a person wants to return the product,
Yes.
if I'm receiving a product which is RFID tagged back into my store, I can check to know whether that tag and that product is an authentic product or it is a duplicate product.
Oh, got it.
Today, what is happening is very
Verification.
good point. People are buying Nike shoes. Okay, Nike came up with this. Okay, I've experience
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Nike.
I am also.
People are buying Nike shoes online. Original Nike shoes is what they receive, but what they
Copy.
return back to the
Copy.
store is a duplicate Nike shoe. Nike comes to know about it only after it has reached the warehouse.
Correct.
Because that boy who is actually picking it up, that logistics guy, he does not have any RFID
Yes.
reader to know whether the shoe is an original or it's a duplicate. So it has already reached the warehouse, and at the warehouse, after a month and a half, do they get to know that the product is a duplicate product.
Bottom line.
By that time, that guy has already worn the shoes, taken the benefit of the Nike shoes,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah.
has enjoyed life, but returned a duplicate. Right? So this is a problem, and that is exactly where RFID is going to come in play. Because when it comes for returns, I can authenticate to know whether this is an original product or it's a duplicate product.
Okay, great.
You understand? So this is another added benefit. I would say it's an added benefit. It is not the core benefit.
Correct.
It is an added benefit that RFID can bring to the table.
Vikash ji. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are into computers and this is all metal and electronics. So the cost of RFID will be very costly, right?
Not very costly. I would say metal tags today, on metal tags, okay, will be in the range of roughly around 12 to 13 rupees right now. Okay, but it all depends on what is the use case that you want to implement for. Okay, we've already done use cases in data warehouses,
Yes, that's
server rooms, wherein we've already tagged products with on metal RFID tags, right? So it all depends on what is the kind of use case and what is the kind of value that you're trying to bring to the table to define as to whether RFID is the right solution or not the right solution, right? So you
so another thing is our products carries barcode number.
current barcodes, yes,
Barcode carries serial number.
correct,
So we need to scan every barcode always,
exactly,
and the serial number captures on the invoice.
correct.
How this will solve the?
So when you implement RFID, suppose you've got a stack of maybe around 50 laptops, right, that have come in. You don't need to scan each and every barcode, because at the time of manufacturing itself, the tag that is applied is an RFID tag. It's an RFID tag
So
at the source, okay? Or at your warehouse. It depends on where it is going to be implemented. But the objective is that whatever is coming into your system is RFID tagged. So you scan it, you get to know exactly what is the barcode, what is the EPC. EPC is the electronic product code, and that gets incorporated into your system. You don't need to scan each and every item. You scan in one shot, all 50 come into you in 2 seconds. So your inventory inward time gets reduced from maybe around an hour to just 2 seconds.
but do you feel all our suppliers are using RFID right now?
Not right now. So the question is, it's a matter of time, right? We are on that journey. I see that probably in the next 2 to 2.5 years, the entire ecosystem is going to move to RFID, because it is definitely going to add value to everyone in the entire supply chain. It is a matter of time. It is who is going to move first, right? Similarly, in the apparel industry, the big brands have already moved in. The smaller brands are also adopting it. So it's all about time.
So how long this is valid? The RFID stickers, how long it can?
For as long as you want it to be valid for.
Lifelong.
There is no life. So as long as you may want it to
3
be
years,
valid
5
for,
years.
it can last for even 10 years.
Okay. And there is some, you said temperature monitoring.
That is a different use case. Temperature monitoring, humidity monitoring, pressure monitoring. Those are the other tags that we do for the food industry and the pharmaceutical industry.
Even for your server industry, do you do that?
Yes. So if you want to monitor the temperature in a room for which you want to ensure that your servers are maintaining
Yes.
in that temperature, yes, definitely. So the devices that we have can also cater to those requirements. You have those devices here, Nilesh? Or I think they're at the
I think
store.
it's there on
No,
the store.
they can do that thing.
That is IoT, right?
In detail of
Yeah,
this.
everything is under the umbrella of IoT. IoT is the Internet of Things, right? RFID is also part of IoT. So be it RFID, UHF, HF, LF, be it BLE, be it GSM, GPS, LoRaWAN,
What
they
is the
all
range
come under under IoT.
FASTag also.
RFID?
FASTag is using,
RFID.
again, RFID only, but it is using UHF, right? Your tags, probably some of you have the tags which you tap and you enter, right? Tap and enter.
Yes, yes.
So those are HF. That is also IoT. So this entire ecosystem is IoT.
Government is coming up with one card for the whole country, which you use it for tapping, you
Yes, so we're doing that card. We're doing that card as well. That is
Yeah.
for the travel card, right?
travel
the one
card, right? Yeah.
Yes.
You go to airport, you go to
Correct.
trains, you go
yes,
to
yes, yes, yes,
to
yes,
wherever.
yes,
That
yes.
is
It's a one
something.
card.
Yeah.
One card. So that is the work that we're doing on in our other vertical, which is the payments vertical. Where I told you, right? We are doing the that is going to be on the RuPay platform.
Exactly, same
Yeah.
thing. So
The
that
same-
one
same
card will
card
be
is
helpful for making the payments also for wherever,
Yes,
whichever
yes,
shops
yes,
you go.
yes. So you do not need maybe a debit card or a credit card, and that is the vision,
Right.
right? Now, how far we are in that journey to achieve that vision is only a matter of time. But
Right.
we've already developed this card, which is under testing. It is, I think, at our booth, we have displayed this card. This one card that you're talking of.
Yeah.
Is there at our booth? You can have a look at it.
All
Dubai-
your transactions will be through one card.
Dubai
Whatever
mein-
transactions you do, you pay medical bills, you go to cinema, you go to parking lot, you go to toll, train, airplane, wherever you go, everything will
But
record.
those are all HF.
Okay.
That's not UHF.
Okay,
Because
okay.
you need to tap to pay.
Yeah.
So it is working on the HF technology.
Okay.
HF frequency, high frequency.
High frequency.
RFID works, the one that we're talking of works on ultra high frequency. Okay, the frequency range is different. Wherein you can read from a distance.
Right.
Right? You're not going to be going and tapping each and every person to get information, right? You want to tap RFID. Suppose now I need to know if each of us had RFID tags, I would know as to what is the concentration of people sitting in this room.
Right.
Right? So the event guys, it's big business for them. How
Exactly.
many people attended this event? Right? We keep talking. They gave me this
QR code.
They gave me this QR code. Then they gave me this band. I said, what is all this?
It's waste of money, not
Yeah,
giving
waste of this. How much money are you spending?
Yeah.
I said, why don't you incorporate RFID?
Exactly. That's the suggestion we should have.
That's
give it to-
exactly what I told the people at the registration counter when I entered here. They put one band around me, they gave me this, then they gave me one food coupon. I said, what is all this? So much of paper. For what?
Fantastic. I think I'll connect with the RI team and to get the RFID implemented next event.
by Seshashai. By Seshashai.
Retake कौन में आएगा ना?
नहीं इनको ही बोलेगा implement.
हाँ, I said I connect with the Hitesh and
If you look at it, the last IPL, IPL semi-finals and finals, the tags that were supplied to all the, I would say the
VIPs.
The VIPs were
Yeah.
tags provided by
Yeah.
Shishasai.
Yeah, I know
Right?
that.
It had the payment form factor also built in.
Right.
So you, dependent on kind of ticket that you purchased, there was a preloaded amount in the tag which you could use to tap and pay
Right.
at the venue.
In fact, I don't know whether you know, there is one case study I have studied or I have gone through where there are cows are tagged with RFIDs.
Yes, this has been going on for the last 20 years.
So how much milk they produce, how much
Yes, this
the
has
yield.
been going on, I would say not more than, I would say at least 35 years.
That is something which is, when I read that article, you cannot imagine, it is beyond imagining the use case of RFID.
No, so
what
I'm
we are,
saying, you go to Masai Mara in Kenya,
ah,
right?
correct.
And you'll find that every animal out there
Yes.
is RFID tagged.
Tagged.
So they know exactly what is happening with each and every animal. right? You're talking about cattle in India, right? Cattle in India were tagged 35 years back. And how they are using that data is what is coming to light today.
Yes.
Right? Because of that RFID that is there on that
Horn.
on that ear.
So quick question, Bosco. The current challenge that we are facing with RFID is the ecosystem challenge. So being into the apparel industry, we also use a lot of 3PL warehouses. So 3 layers of business, you will have quick commerce, you will have rapid commerce, you will have e-com, then your traditional stores. Supply chain more or less remains the same. You have to use a lot of 3PL warehouses. You have to use your Amazon Myntra warehouses for fulfillments for that Amazon a short tick mark, because otherwise they don't give it to you. And all these warehouses are particularly not
Not yet.
wanting to put in the capex, the space, have that ecosystem.
Correct.
So yes, while we can do it at our own warehouses, but your central warehouses are going to be 1 or 2. Your fulfillment warehouses are going to be a few.
Multiple. Yes.
But at the
Third
same
party.
time, you have your 3PLs, you have your fulfillment warehouses, you have other
Yes.
areas
Yes.
who are still not wanting to do it.
They're not wanting to do it because of the costs. that
Exactly the point.
I would say the perception cost, like this gentleman just mentioned, right? 7 rupees or so. It is perception.
No,
Today,
but
the kind of
for
price
them
points.
it
We are
is-
talking to quite a few of the 3PL
But
vendors
for
today.
them, it is just capex, right?
It is capex for them, but it also means added services and added revenues for them. So if they are able to position this as an RFID enabled 3PL logistics warehouse, the kind of value that can derive out of it is much higher. You as a brand, if you go and interact with a RFID enabled 3PL warehouse, you will be ready to pay that additional X amount of money
Yeah.
to avail of that service.
Absolutely.
It is only about positioning today. If I may
How
say
far are we
so.
away from that ecosystem?
I would say, if I look at it today, I've been observing this over the last so many years now. We are maybe around a year and a half away from that kind of an ecosystem. Because we are already talking to quite a few of the large 3PL service
From
providers.
that ecosystem emerging or from that ecosystem being readily available?
I would say that ecosystem being readily available with RFID implementation, I would say another year and a half down the line.
Perfect. So how would I be sharing my data with them? Just, okay, these are the products that I'm sending to you, and then it just gets
Yes,
sent.
so what it means is that when you're sending your products,
Yeah.
what are packed which are RFID tagged, you know for a fact as to what is going out.
Okay.
Because they are RFID tagged.
Yes.
Right? So you give them your checklist of items that you're sending them.
Okay.
They are RFID enabled at their end.
Right.
When they are inverting the material at their end and they are putting it into their racks, right? Each of their racks are also RFID enabled racks.
Yeah.
So they know for a fact as to what are the items that have come in and what has gone into the racks. So for instance, if there is this box which has gone into A5 and somebody has moved it from A5 to C3 in their ecosystem, right? Immediately on their systems they get to know that this has moved from A1 or A5 to C3. So the warehouse manager who is managing the 3PL warehouse knows exactly what is happening in his warehouse. Real time without having to do anything. What we are looking at is implementing real time RFID readers sitting on racks in 3PL warehouses.
On each rack.
On each pigeonhole,
Okay.
you have an RFID antenna which will sense what is there within that pigeonhole. I
Okay.
call each of them pigeonholes.
Okay.
So technology has now reached a point wherein I can have one RFID reader powering close to around 16 pigeonholes.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So for them it means that they spend money on one RFID reader, which is the most expensive part of the whole that infra.
Yeah.
But that is divided by 16 across 16 pigeonholes.
Right.
But 16 pigeonholes over a period of say 3 years, 5 years is hardly any money,
Yeah. Fair enough.
right? Because of the kind of what they call it,
The churn ratio.
the churn that they run through on a regular basis.
Yeah, fair
So the amount that they are actually going to bill each and every brand provider to whom they are providing the service is minuscule.
So, because currently the problem that we are facing is we have been working with a few 3PL warehouses.
Correct.
So what we have been doing is, okay, these are the goods that we are sending to you, and we just pick, pack, send.
Correct.
Now, when it is leaving my warehouse, it is being checked, RFID validated, everything done,
Correct.
okay, reaching their warehouse. And now there they are like, sir, ye galat hai, ye galat hai. I like, can't
That
be.
is
I
because
have
they are not.
checked it.
They are not.
And
It will take some time because they need also to be RFID enabled, and that is going to take some time. See, this entire journey is a journey which we as service providers or solution providers cannot achieve independently on our own. It is going to be a journey which is going to be a combined journey wherein we would need the brands, I would say people like you also involved in ensuring that these things happen, because ultimately it is for your consumer, for your customer. It is going to benefit you, it's going to benefit the customer. We are service providers. Obviously it is benefiting us as well. We are generating revenue out of all of it. But I would say the entire ecosystem benefits. That's the way we look
Just
at it.
adding on, I mean, not only 3PL, I mean, we have 500 shop-in-shops all across India. None of the retail partners have RFID.
Correct.
At least as of now.
Correct.
I mean, maybe in the pipeline, but I mean,
so if
exactly
you're
talking
looking
about the ecosystem throughout. So, like,
Yeah.
whatever is in your direct control, you can still
control. Correct.
do it. But then whatever is
The
not.
moment you move into multi-brand outlets, that's the challenge. Okay. So for instance, there are certain brands, right, who also sell multi-brands. Say for instance, a shopper stop. You take for instance a Pantaloon. Right? There are multiple brands. They have implemented it for their in-house brand. Now they are rolling it out for the partner brands. So any partner brand product that is coming in gets tagged before it is coming in. So that tagging today is happening at the warehouse.
So for us
Tomorrow-
at Shopper Stop, it was mandatory to have RFID across there, at least the 8 stores where they have implemented RFID channeling. So even if your goods are not RFID tagged, they would request you to do the RFID and then only send it. Otherwise, they would not
They are not
implement it.
interested.
So see, they being the elephants in the room and having that consumer base and the pull for the audience,
right,
they can force you to do it.
Of course.
But then, can you force your ecosystem partners to do it is the question.
So it all depends on who is the elephant in the room, right? So if we are all going to be the elephants in the room and we ensure that what we want is what we get, it's only a matter of time.
True.
So yes, we are putting in all our efforts. It all depends on the support that we get from people like you to have this rolled out.
I believe it's more from the top. I mean, that's my belief. So, for example, we work for Walmart in international
Yes.
markets. It's a mandate. I mean, you have to do it. It's embedded in the cost. I mean, this is the rupees that we are giving you for the RFID tag. You have to put it. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Now, once it comes from the top, you are mandated to do it.
And with Walmart, it's not just that. It's not just putting the tag. You need to get your tag ARC approved.
Right.
So you will go through all that effort of getting your tag ARC approved, right?
Right.
That is a pain, right? But nevertheless, you do it because you need to sell your product.
Right.
Correct. Tomorrow, when your consumer is going to ask you for RFID because he wants information on his phone, right? When he is going to buy the stuff, he'll want to scan and check exactly what this product is. What is the source of this product? What is the cotton used in this product?
It's very important because a lot of time, especially
And
food
that
industry.
time, you'll have no choice. Exactly. He will want to know that. कि कहाँ से आया है? Right? And that is exactly where things are coming to. Because the consumer he's got all the knowledge, he's got all the time
Yeah. Free better.
to demand all this information.
The worst part is if you have it there, that's a testimony to being realistic.
Correct.
They'll not even question.
Exactly.
That's your brand value then. Then you become your brand value. Anything which is wrong.
Exactly.
If you don't have it, there are a million questions.
Exactly. And now people are sitting at home doing that, right? And that
Yeah.
is why the entire younger generation today is doing online shopping.
Sir,
Right.
I just have a suggestion.
Bolo.
Like food industry mein, you have to mention ingredients. That is mandated by government. वैसे ही apparel या retail industry में अगर tag government
that is coming. So that is
mandate
already-
कर
that
देगी
is
वो
already-
बहुत easy हो
It is
जाएगा.
already coming. So if you've heard of EUDP, right? In European Union, digital passport, right? The EUDP that has been implemented in all of Europe has already mandated that every product that goes into those markets can has all that information of the product on the product itself, right? So the same thing is going to happen in India as well. The same thing is going to happen the world over, because people are being more conscious of as to where and what has been the source, what has been the kind of labor that has gone into creating this product. Have you used child labor or not? Right? People are being more conscious. So
The point for this is, let's say if someone wants to tap this. So I understand RFID is a UHF.
yes.
So you can read it from a distance. But let's say for a user, I would want it to be like an NFC where you can, just tap and all the product details are there. So let's say the use case I think of is I would not only like to show him the source of the fabric or the labor or the factory where it is made, but I would also like to show him 10 ways to style the product that is just bought.
Correct. So this is something which is already being implemented today. If you go to some of the stores, they have what is called as these digital boards.
Virtual rooms.
So wherein people can go and see as to how this product looks on me. Right? It goes to that extent. So it allows you to take your image. It will present that image on the screen, and then you just select your product, and it will place the product on you as though you are looking at yourself in a mirror. And based on that, you make your purchase. So this is already happening today.
No, but this is still some utilization which is happening, or the virtual try-on as we call it.
Exactly.
But let's say if I just want to have, okay, this is the product, this becomes my product, I tap in my phone, I get to know about all the details
Everything,
about
correct.
it. But at the same time, I want to give a lookbook. Okay, let's say you just bought a black blazer, how places where you can wear it or how can you style it.
Correct.
So it will go beautifully well with the white shirt, but also how to put on a light blue shirt.
Correct.
You can wear it with a black pants to make it like a suit, but you can also wear it with beige pants and make it a
Correct.
contrast. So how am I just adding value to the consumer in using the product more by using that? But again, my phone is going to have an NFC which is HF, while my RFID is a UHF. How do we solve for that?
Okay, so when it comes to NFC, right? NFC as a technology in terms of the cost of NFC today is much more than that of RFID. Okay, so that is one major bottleneck that we face today. You're right that somebody would like to check on his phone, right? That is exactly what Qualcomm is working towards, ensuring that all phones tomorrow will be UHF enabled. So those problems for the consumer will get addressed. Are those problems that the consumer is looking at getting addressed today? I don't think so, because there are many more problems that you can address today. Look at it 2.5 years down the line, consumers will start demanding for that. The moment it starts coming on their phone, they will start demanding for it. You cannot be running at that point in time to implement RFID when the consumers start demanding it. Because once the consumers start demanding it and your product does not have it, you'll be out of business.
Yes.
So before you get out of business, it's better to start moving on that journey so as to be ready for that time when the consumers start demanding it. That is the way we look at it.
Thank you.
Any other point, any thoughts?
I think you understand the subject very well,
I'm learning with all of you guys actually.
No, the way you answer, I think.
I'm every day.
The first person to roll out a checkbook.
Yeah, we were the first ones to roll out the personalized checkbook, not the checkbook, the personalized checkbook. Yes. The checkbook which had your name. Otherwise, I also remember in those days we had to go to the bank and sit over there for half an hour. That guy would stamp your check leaves, check number, and then he would give you the checkbook. But you had to wait there for half an hour, right? So then once we started the personalized checkbook started coming to your home directly. You didn't have to go to the bank. So that was the shift. Same thing with the passbook. You had to go to the bank, stand in line, get your passbook updated, then go home. Did away with all that, introduce the personalized statements. Right? Now it has become e-statements. There was a time when Sheshasai used to print maybe around 1.4 crore statement every month. Today we print not how many? 6 lakhs? 5 lakhs? Yeah. So that is the kind of statements we do every month, because everything has moved to e-statements. We still power each of it through our software, right? But consumers are accessing everything today on the phone. They don't look.
Like the footprint is also because some people might not have opted for e-statement and hence by default it's going.
Exactly.
Some of my bank accounts still I get those and I'm like, why the hell am I getting this?
Correct. So I would say that is a shift which is moving to what the customer or the consumer is going to demand. And even in the retail sector, it is the same. Once the consumer starts demanding something, and please understand, the consumers associate technology adaptation with brand identity. The moment you are tech
Enabled.
oriented or tech enabled, you are going to sit in that with that Gen Z, Gen Y, whatever they call it, whatever.
Millennial.
Whatever, correct. That generation, right? And that is the generation which is now ripe for purchase. So we need to be ready for purchases which are going to be done by that generation. That's the way we look at it. Whatever, yeah. I've lost that count of whatever is the.
After Gen, it can be anything.
There are elephants all over. I would say there are elephants in this room as well. However, they are all humble elephants. So let us know. Let us know how we can help you in this journey.
Yeah.
That's all I can.
And the thing is, Rishi, when you say that thing, right, with AI and phones equipped with RFID, things are just going to go more complicated for brands. It's like, people will expect apps and apps which are AI powered.
Absolutely, yes. So, there will be a RFID for a personal also. So, basically for us, sir, basically for us, we started with RFID even without having the infra for it, because we were very clear that if I have it from day one, whenever the infra comes in, my database is there, everything is there, it's just click. But if I don't, sir, घर में पड़ा है 50 लाख पीस, अब उसको रीटैगिंग कौन कराएगा? ठीक है, फिर वो ऑपरेशन वाला बोलेगा सर आज नहीं करूँगा, कल नहीं करूँगा, मैं ये डिले कर दूंगा, तो फिर आप बोलोगे नहीं ऑपरेशंस तो नहीं हिलेगा, तो तू मत कर भली. और फिर आप बोलोगे नया लॉट आएगा, तो अच्छा ये जब एग्जॉस्ट होएगा नए लॉट में RFID कर लो. जब तक आपका पुराना लॉट एग्जॉस्ट नहीं हो रहा है, तब तक आपको राइट इन्वेंट्री नहीं मिल रही है, राइट टैगिंग नहीं हो रही है, राइट डिस्पैचेस नहीं हो रही है, यू आर स्टिल गोइंग थ्रू द प्रोसेस. So we had the opportunity because we were launching a new vertical to do it from day one. We took on to that opportunity with Rishi, obviously.
And we were fortunate enough to partner with them to implement RFID, right? So
yes, so we have that, and see again.
So we've done it with one of their brands,
yes,
right? We've not done it with all their brands, but at least they commenced that journey, right? And they launched it with the brand which they were newly launching,
yes,
right? So they've got brands which are there for so many years. So the next step is to go and implement it with those brands wherein they've seen success with some of the new brands, right? You had a question.
Yeah, no, I don't have a question. I was listening. We have walked each of the steps which you mentioned.
Yes.
So my what I'm going to say now is something for everybody's benefit because we are about to launch it.
Okay.
In last about 18 months, right from item master, integration to the tag at the manufacturing stage, trials, to the warehouse and then so on. I think it's a lot of people were saying whether we should do it or not do it or whatever. I think in not 2.5 years, but 5 years down the line, I do not see that people will have any choice but to do it.
Correct.
And the reason was that why radio frequency has existed ever since.
Yes.
Marconi and all that, right? But why it did not happen was probably to do with the kind of spectrum which was available in the country. Just about 13, 14 years ago, from 2G to 5G now, we have internet easily available. Those issues with devices not working, response is slow, bandwidth isn't proper, etc., etc.
Yes.
To the current scenario, it has made it possible for us to work with technology.
Exactly.
And probably the points which have not been touched upon in this discussion, we talked about manufacturing, we talked about warehouse, retail stores, and very peripherally the returns also. I think when we look at it in the context of IoT, I should also look at my inventory in the warehouse and its connection with the insurance of the warehouse. Tomorrow, if something happens where 800-900 crores worth inventory is there in a warehouse, when I look at
What is actually
claiming
was
the
there in
insurance, what
warehouse?
was actually there, I
At
can
that time.
produce it that here was the item master, and this is each EAN which is connected to this particular RFID.
Correct.
And hence, this was the inventory present. And this is something which is available not only with me, but my service providers on the cloud. You can pull it out anytime. So,
Correct.
insurance.
So these are the hidden benefits of exactly
When
what
I
RFID
make an
can bring to the
invoice and
table.
when the stock starts traveling towards the customer door or from customer door returns, whatever happens, it's on the wheels. Accident, theft, and even e-way bill. Connected to that invoice and invoice connected to the stock connected to RFID, I can really make a lot of use of it. Today I can say I can. Tomorrow I'll say I will have to, because that's where we are headed.
Correct.
And only one thing which we faced as a challenge was RFID tags, passive tags is what we use, metal and water pose a challenge. And our racks being metal, we did face a lot of challenge. UHF frequency, yes, 10 to 12 meters. We normally otherwise, luggage, you can imagine, it's a big warehouse spanning over, I think, 500,000 to 750,000. Stock count consuming, fastest stock count consuming nearly 10 days of shutdown, because we would have nearly 3 million pieces there. Versus mounting the reader on a drone, flying it inside the operating and cross aisles, picking up the stock. I think we can do it every day. That's the future we are looking at.
Correct.
Across India, all warehouses, no need to shut down. But here, the
There are
challenge
ground
which,
readers available, yes.
as I said, we are talking, I said that we are about to roll out. The challenge which we faced in terms of frequency bouncing because of metal being around, they are trying to insert ferrite, or if I name it correctly,
Trying to
onto
insert
the
the rack.
ferrite,
Ferrite.
right?
Yes.
To the antenna, to
Yeah,
clad
so-
the antenna.
So I was coming to that. So if you have not yet found a solution, we can definitely help you out
So
there.
we can do that. This for general, I will definitely
correct.
connect
Yes.
with you, but I am talking about, because our warehouses are essentially large.
Correct.
Luggage is a volume
Fair.
high product. So we have a lot to do. And benefits which you have already covered, returns, you talked about Nike, in our case also.
Yes.
And our returns are across the world. I mean, a person can buy
Anywhere.
something in India and return it in Japan, and vice versa.
Okay.
So, sorry? Yeah. So, there, RFID definitely becomes extremely important.
Correct. Provided the entire ecosystem is RFID enabled to capture
Without that, it won't
information.
work.
Without that, it's
Standalone, it will
gonna
not work. Not
It's
even
gonna
look at it, because then it becomes a huge cost center. What
Exactly.
would I do by keeping RFID antennas, readers, and tags in my warehouse only?
Exactly.
It has to be throughout the chain. We manufacture a lot in India because post-COVID we have shifted our manufacturing to India. And the biggest manufacturing facility in the world is in India, in Nasik now, where we manufacture close to 1 million pieces every month. And a lot of it goes out. So, right from local suppliers who manufacture parts of it to, because parts also have to be genuine.
Correct.
Manufacturing default, because of which we have to provide a replacement, it can be wheels, it can be pull handle, it can be anything, not only the shell. So I think in 5 years from now, industries which have shelf life will definitely be the front runners, whether it is food or medicine or, fruits and vegetables, cold storage. But products like us, which have lifelong warranty, 10 years warranty, we'll have to adopt it because that's where the future is. 15 years ago, WMS, TMS were not the norm. Anybody who would talk about it would, in a forum like this, a person like you would definitely say, we are the people who can enable it, but I need your help. But today, TMS or WMS is something,
it's a part of
if,
your
if you're
life.
trying to run a warehouse without that, then probably even workers would not join your warehouse because they would say, "Kya haath se count karna padega?" We need Android device to, read. So that's how it is. And I think it's got a lot to do with the entire ecosystem where we didn't have the bandwidth spectrum scenario where you could do so much of data transaction so quickly. But today we have that. And therefore, and with this, as we are talking, I think there is a summit going on in New Delhi, and there was a AI. And
Yes.
there was a lot of news yesterday and today about doctors and lawyers, I think, where AI is going to take their jobs away and things like that. In that kind of, no, what I'm saying is, whether it has a nuisance value or whatever, but it is something people are discussing.
It is an eye opener, I would say.
So
AI
people are
is
talking
definitely an
technology.
eye-opener. People are definitely talking technology, and people need to use AI in the right sense to make it work for everyone, right?
Yes.
I
And-
don't believe in the fact that AI can take away people's jobs if they are not intelligent enough to know how to work with AI. Right?
I agree. I mean,
So-
any kind of technology would not take any jobs away because even in this scenario, today, what if in a truck somebody puts 2 pieces of luggage short, only places the tags? The reader would read it that I have received it all. So somebody will have to still count physically. Somebody will still
No,
have to
so
do
there
some-
are systems available. So we've implemented weight come RFID count.
No, what my point is by giving this reference that there are always ways and means to challenge
Yeah,
the
you can-
technology and
correct.
leading to evolving
And all
the
this,
technology
you'll
further.
find all these challenges and all these things you'll find in India, majorly in India.
I mean, wherever,
because-
but the point is,
No. I'll tell you why. Because our mindset is always there to try and see as to how is it that we break that system
so probably
to
we are-
innovate and be better than the rest.
so we are more intelligent because I would put it this way that I don't recall when, but when the CEO of Apple, when he came here, somebody in Crawford Market showed him that how could he break Apple iPhone's
Jailbreak.
code.
Yeah.
Jailbreak.
You remember?
Yeah, I remember the case.
Yeah, some news was there. I read it.
Jailbreak.
Jailbreak. Yeah.
So basically, that's a good thing because then people know that where are the shortcomings and you can improve technology further. Coming back to this, so I think the good thing which I was saying that by quoting about AI summit today or yesterday is that people are talking technology, and as you rightly said, that today they buy everything off the phone or a PC. We have only seen it increase. 2007-8, when this was new, and until now, we, I think, are moving in that direction. So I think RFID is only going to act as a booster when I, as a D2C environment or B2C environment consumer, receive my goods. I would definitely like to check ये सही दिया है ना? Is
I'll
it
tell you
right?
something, okay? If you look at the next generation, right, like my kids, if I have to buy something, they'll say, Papa, first go and check what are the reviews. Go and check what are the reviews. So I said, reviews? Where are you going to check? So they'll go online, they'll check. Papa, see, these are the reviews. And only then you go and buy. If the reviews are greater than, whatever, 8, 9, they say, Papa, go ahead and buy. Right? That's because they are also becoming very more tech savvy. They know exactly where to look, how to look, and where to buy these things.
And I mean, if like since we have walked each of these steps which were shown in the presentation and which has been discussed, if anybody wants to reach out from a customer experience point of view, we have not launched it yet. But since we have on a scale of 100 to 10, 1 to 100, we are at 98 right now. That's the distance we have covered. We'll be very happy to help, share the knowledge. And RFID by itself, it can do wonders, but it needs the ecosystem. I think that's where, that was my submission.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I think we need to wind up. We've crossed our time. Yeah. Thanks a lot to all of you for being part of this discussion. And if you need any help from us, we are always ready to help.